Hold on to your helmets, Bears News Fan Report Squad, because something quietly seismic just shook the foundation of Halas Hall, and the ripples are only just beginning to spread. But before we dive into the heart of this unfolding saga, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now, so you don't miss a single twist in the story we're about to unravel. Imagine this scenario. The Bears' front office, laser-focused on shoring up every unit around their budding franchise quarterback, makes a stealthy move that could fly under the radar but carry massive implications for Chicago's kicking game, and by extension, the outcome of close contests all season long. We're talking about the sort of under-the-radar decision that die-hard fans might gloss over on draft night, but which could ultimately be the linchpin between nail-biters ending in victory or heartbreak. Could this be the moment when the Bears quietly upgraded a position that so often decides playoff fates? Is it possible that, amid the flash of big-name free agents and blockbuster trades, an unsung specialist just secured his place in Chicago? Lore. Let's set the stage. For the last campaign, Chicago's special teams unit was a mixed bag. Moments of clutch field goals, punctuated by frustrating misses that reverberated through the locker room and the fan base alike. The Bears brass, under GM Ryan Poles, made it abundantly clear that consistency in clutch situations would be non-negotiable this offseason. Rumor whispers have hinted at exploratory calls with several veteran kickers, yet none seem to perfectly align with the Bears' stringent performance criteria and salary constraints. So, what did Poles and his team decide to do? They turned inward. They re-signed a player who has quietly flown under the national radar but who, in Bears practices and preseason moments, has showcased reliability, a calm demeanor under pressure, and a leg strong enough to split the uprights from 55 yards out. This is not a blockbuster signing, nor is it the kind of headline-grabbing move that dominates SportsCenter. Rather, it's a calculated gamble on continuity and proven camp performance. A nod to the philosophy that sometimes the best upgrades are the ones you already have in-house. Now, before your curiosity peaks too soon, let's weigh the intrigue. Could this one-year extension represent an audition for a long-term role, where every practice rep, every kick in warm-ups, and every clutch attempt in cold Chicago nights become a golden ticket to security? Or is it merely a stopgap measure, a bridge signing until a higher-profile name emerges in next year's free agent pool? Some insiders believe this move signals the franchise's faith in a leg that carried them through pivotal moments last season. Others whisper that the financial terms, modest by NFL standards, provide built-in escape hatches should performance or injury become an issue. And what of the man himself? Since arriving in Chicago, he's carved out a reputation as a consummate professional, first in meetings, steadfast in practice, and unflappable in the huddle before a game-winning attempt. Yet, how many Bears fans can name him off the top of their heads? Very few. Could this extension be his coming-out party, the moment he transforms from a practice room hero to a household name in Chicago? Picture a December clash against a division rival, the game tied at 23, wind swirling through Soldier Field, and this very specialist lining up for a 47-yard chip shot. If he nails it through the uprights, the Bears aren't just winning a game, they're validating the front office's faith in quiet consistency over headline-seeking splash. Let's talk numbers. Last season, Chicago's special teams unit ranked mid-pack in field goal percentage, but that average belied a stark contrast between home and away performance. Our mystery kicker managed a 90% success rate inside 40 yards, solid if unspectacular, but dipped below league average from 40 to 50 yards and beyond. However, his college tape and preseason drills showed a leg strong enough for booming kickoffs, pinning opponents deep and flipping field position. Could that translate to fewer opponent drives starting inside the 20? Is it possible this guy will become the field position guru the Bears desperately need? And there's more to his story than just foot strength. He's lauded by teammates for meticulous film study, tracking wind patterns, turf conditions, and kicker tendencies, and by coaches for his leadership during special teams drills. Some insiders claim that his quiet confidence has already uplifted the morale of rookies and veterans alike, setting a standard for preparation that could become contagious throughout the roster. Could his presence in the locker room be as valuable as his accuracy on the field? So, what's our bottom line? A one-year deal, under the radar, low risk, but full of tantalizing upside. It's the type of move that could define a season without anyone realizing it until that decisive kick sails true. Later in today's coverage, we'll finally reveal the man behind this strategic re-signing, break down his career arc, and dissect what this extension truly means for the Bears' title aspirations. But for now, lean in, Bears faithful, because you're witnessing the early chapters of what could be one of the most underrated storylines of the year. If you've been on the edge of your seat so far, hit that like button and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now, because we're diving headfirst into the final act of this special team saga. Now that we've laid the groundwork, it's time to pull back the curtain and reveal the man at the center of this stealthy move. Veteran kicker Scott Daly. Yes, the same Daly who joined the Bears last season as an undrafted free agent and, quietly, turned heads in camp with his pinpoint accuracy and booming kickoffs. But why would the front office bet on a one-year extension for a player most of the league barely noticed? Let's unpack the layers. First, consider the financial flexibility this deal provides. Scott Daly's extension comes with a cap hit that's almost pocket change compared to the multi-million-dollar contracts we see at other positions. By committing to Daly for just one more season, the Bears lock down a proven leg without hamstringing future budgets, an elegant solution that keeps open the door for bigger splash signings next offseason. Could this be the model Ryan Poles uses across the roster? Low-risk, high-upside bridge deals that steady the ship during a rebuild. It's a strategy that might well define Chicago's approach for years to come. On the field, Daly's performance in crunch time last season was nothing short of clutch. Remember that late December tilt in Green Bay when the Bears trailed by 2 and the wind whipped across Lambeau Field like a freight train? Daly lined up for a 49-yard attempt, well beyond his previous in-game career long, and calmly split the uprights. You could almost hear the Bears faithful breathe a collective sigh of relief. Could that moment alone have sold the front office on giving him another opportunity to shine on the league's biggest stages? I'd argue it did. But let's not gloss over the questions that still linger. Is Scott Daly ready to become Chicago's long-term answer at kicker, or will this extension serve as the audition for someone else to take the baton next year? Some scouts whisper that Daly's plant foot mechanics, while generally reliable, showed a slight wobble under extreme pressure. Could a single misstep when the game is on the line cost him the gig, despite the front office's show of confidence? Alternatively, what if this extension buys Daly just enough runway to iron out those minor kinks, turning him into one of the league's most feared specialists from beyond 50 yards? Then there's the ripple effect on the roster. A steady kicking game can change how a head coach approaches fourth and long situations. With faith in Daly's range, could the Bears become more aggressive in red zone decision-making, opting to go for it instead of settling for chip-shot field goals? Imagine a scenario where the offense, backed by a reliable leg, dares to march deep into opponent territory on fourth down, flipping the script from conservative to bold. Some insiders believe this mental edge could be the difference between a fringe playoff team and a genuine contender. We also can't ignore the locker room impact. Scott Daly may not be the flashiest name on the roster, but his work ethic has set a tone in meetings and practice fields alike. Rookies have remarked how he treats every training camp rep like a Super Bowl kick, and veterans respect the quiet intensity he brings to film sessions. Could Daly's presence elevate the professionalism across the special teams unit, leading to fewer coverage breakdowns and better field position battles? If culture truly eats strategy for breakfast, then Daly's influence could be the hidden, ingredient in Chicago's formula for success. If this breakdown got your anticipation rising, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next inside scoop. Until next time, keep the faith and go Bears.